back. Make sure I'm in the frame. There we go. What's up, guys? We're back, and this video is going to be quick, just like my other videos. And if it's not, I'll edit it down on YouTube. But I'm going to try to stream on Twitch and YouTube right now. So, just been doing that lately. Alright, so in this video, we're going to primarily focus on or talk about how to grow a business, how to grow a YouTube channel, and yeah, basically show you how I did it. So let's put it on the game mode. So as you guys know, I started off this YouTube channel literally 10 years ago. You can go back in my search history, and the topic is completely different from what I'm doing now. And the major piece of advice I want to give is to just keep going. You got to keep going even when nobody's there, nobody's cheering you on. Friends will fall off, family members will fall off, your family will hate on you, you know, your friends will hate on you, but you got to keep going. Things will happen in life, setbacks, financial setbacks, but as long as you keep going day after day, week after week, year after year, and you make small little improvements, tweaks, then those small improvements, small tweaks over time will compound. And compounding is the key element here. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep creating, then those small improvements compound and culminate into success, you know? And yeah, there's, like, for example, I'm at a point now on this YouTube channel where I got a thumbnail person, I got an editor, and my awesome assistant. She's like the best. And that's the small little team I got, you know what I'm saying? But it's awesome, and it helps me out. It keeps me going. I feel like a boss every day. And the reality is, I started this channel off with none of that, right? I literally, it just started with me. With me, my crappy editing, and horrible ideas. But I kept going. I never stopped. It's now 10 years later. I'm not rich off of this yet, but I'm far better off than how I started, right? And that's all it is. You keep going. Even when it's crazy to keep going, you keep going. If it's something you really want to do in life, you got to be willing to die for it. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. Like, ever since I was really young, I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew I was going to have a business, be a boss. And, you know, here I am, living it, doing it. You know, I'm not super rich yet. I know that'll come eventually. I mean, like I said, I've got all these people I've hired. We've got a good system. Things are growing, things are working. And you just trust the process. You trust the fact that compounding is part of the process. And like I said, compounding is the major key in this situation. You know, just like interest. Like you get to a point in the stock market where your dividend payouts are like ridiculous. You know, it's like, am I really getting 5 grand, 10 grand off of dividends right now? Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to a point where you're like that, you know? And that's exactly what it's like in business. You're like, you start hiring people, and that's the thing. When you hire people, that in and of itself compounds. Because now your daily actions are compounding every day because you hired this person to do that, you hired that person to do this, and you're still working hard, and you're still dedicated for the long haul. So now it's not just your own actions that are compounding, it's all the people you brought in, the whole team's actions now compound. And that's when the miracles happen, you know? and you just got to trust the process. You got to trust that you're not the first person to start a business, to be a creator. You know, like my music, for example. I'm at a point where each song generates a little bit of income, and now it's starting to compound into something, right? And that's because I dedicated making a song per week and posting it on my channel. And that dedication is now compounding. And I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon, so hopefully it's another 10 years. Hopefully it's another 30 years. And that's it. You just make it a lifestyle. Trust it that whatever lifestyle you chose is going to work out. And if it doesn't, you pivot. You readjust. Make an assessment. Trust your assessment. And keep going. You don't stop. It's your life. It's who you are. You're an entrepreneur. And think about it. Once you hit a mill, you're telling me you would stop at a mill? Like you wouldn't keep going at 100 million? It's part of life. We never give up. So you got to accept that part of yourself too if you're an entrepreneur. That it's never going to end. You just want to keep going because it's a fun game you're in. And yeah, that was basically the only piece of advice I want to give. I wanted to make this video pretty short, quick. I already knew what I was going to say, but wasn't sure how I was going to structure it, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's it. Whew, I said a lot. Holy crap. Alright, guys. And that's basically the video.